Hi everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So today is another mixed media page on my mixed media challenge that I'm doing, created by Amanda over at Scrimping Mummy. I will leave a link. And this week we have got the magic of books. So what we have been given this week is, let's just get my page out the way. I've already sort of chopped it up, but we had this as our backing page, which I literally have just torn in half. I don't know what happened with my printer. I've got some ink on the corner, but that's not a problem. So that's our backing page. We then got this beautiful ephemera with these flowers, and I've just fuzzy cut round. We've got this gorgeous books, whichever way you want to do it, with the lovely pink flower. And we've got this gorgeous pink teacup. We've then got two sentiments, and we've got books are portable magic, and the other one is with a book you can travel anywhere. So that is our what we're working with. So I did start, and then I thought, oh, I better start recording. So what I've got to is, let me get my page out. All I did was I gessoed this page and let it dry. And then I tore some pages out of my old book that I use. And I've literally just gone round the edges, torn them in half, gone round the edges with my vintage photo. But looking at the colours, you can guess. You can guess. If you know me, you're going to guess what we're going to pick out here, aren't we? We're going for the pink. It's got to be. So I thought I would have this as a base. I've then not used this for ages, which is Anita's 3D dimensional paint. It's a glossy pink. I thought I might try and stencil because it's quite thick. We'll have a go at that. I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I've also got my metallic colours out because I've got some lovely pinks in there. I've got this bright... You know, that's typical. She's been quiet all this time. And then one of the neighbours has let their dog out. And she can hear it. So, sorry about that. So we've got 3D Pearl Effect pink. She will be quiet in a minute. And then we've got this Posh Rainbow ink. It actually says, which I've said before, I think, metallic red, but it is a sort of a purpley pinky colour. So we might use that. So what I am going to do first is I'm literally just going to glue these pages down, because this is just going to be a bit of a background for me. You're not going to see it all. So I just wanted to cover some of the bottom page. So let's just get some of that down on there. Out the way. I'm going to go there with that. That's just typical, isn't it? You know, I've been messing about in the craft room for about an hour and sorting and tidying up, and she's been quiet all that time. And then I'm going to go there. Right, so that is going to be just the bottom bit. I've then got this gorgeous paper, which I am thinking I want that piece there. And I've printed it on the back of some 3D sheets that I didn't want. Waste not, want not. And then that's just going to go there. So literally, I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm just making my sort of bottom layer. I'm going to go round. I've got to rip all 4 sides of that one because I just want that piece in the middle. I'm not going to edge it with any ink because I don't want to at this stage. I just want to lay this down for now. I also would like a couple of strips. There's one. there's 2. I might not use all that, but I just want to get rid of those straight edges because I don't want that. I haven't even decided where I'm going to put my ephemera bits yet. So I thought I'll work on the bottom first, and then I'll work out a plan after that. That's going to go there, and then I quite like that little, and that's going to go there. Right, let's get the glove on. And I don't know what this is going to come out like, because this sort of Anita's, that glossy, is it's quite thick. It's 3D. So I'm wondering, I've never used it on a stencil before, so really I don't know. And I'm very limited with the stencils that I have got. So we are just going to give it a go, because I have no idea whether this is going to work or not. I don't want to move it yet because I'm finished. But yeah, it's quite thick. Right, moment of truth. Yeah. Could have gone up a bit higher, couldn't I, and started that. But do you know what? That's all right. So let's use up what we've got in here that I've poured out, because I don't want to waste it. Right, let me do a bit down this side. Is that in the camera? Yeah. That should stay. Let me just get rid of that. I've had this forever, so it needs using up. But I forget if it's in the cupboard. You don't get it out, do you? And I was tidying up and I saw it and I thought, let's use that, shall we? Excess on there. Just get rid of that bit. There we go. There we go. Right, that will need a really good wash. So let's just put that to the side for the minute. Because I did put some on my little sponge and sort of dabbed it around, but it dries quite sort of 3D. So that didn't quite work, but that's fine. That's not a problem. So I'm going to just do a few more bits on the bottom and then I'll dry it and come back before we even look at doing any of this. So let me activate. I don't need this on for this. That was only in case I got in a situation, but let me activate my metallic pinks and get to my brush. I don't really know which one I want to use. I've got that one. I've got that one and that one. Let's have a look. Just wondering actually while that's on, let's just before I put any colour on. Just go with the flow here because I don't really know what I'm actually doing. I haven't made a decision. Not even sure that I've got the right brush here. I definitely want to go around the edges here, but I'm not sure. That's not the right brush. Let me try that one. Because this colour's lovely. Yeah, once it dries, I'm just thinking I want a bit of a sort of ziggy-zaggy Let's just make sure we don't go near that because that is not going to be dry yet. Do not ask me what I'm doing because I have no idea. Wet that probably too much, but hey ho, we can cover it up. A lot of this probably won't be seen because I'm going to cover it up with the embellishments, but it's all about practicing with what you've got, I think, and you know, using things that you might not otherwise have a go with when you're making maybe cards or something. Yeah, that's quite wet, isn't it? Yes, Jenny, you've made it a little bit too wet. Now, I have got some purple in there, so this is the most gorgeous, gorgeous purple. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see as I do it, the sort of the glitter in it. It is gorgeous. I'm just going to, it's going to look a bit of a mess at the moment because, yeah, because it is. So just trust me on this and wait for the finished project. I'm not sure that I'm doing, let's have a look at my Posh Inks. I like this one because this is metallic. So I'm thinking, let's just get my little, put that on the rubbish bin bit. Get my little this back. Now, we know, we did this last time, didn't we? And we went, oh. Do you remember, if you saw my other one? Which I really liked. However, we did make a right old mess. So let me just get some scrap. In fact, I've got some cardboard under here. That's going to do the job. Let's get that about there. Hold that there. And then hopefully we didn't go under, which we didn't. Yeah. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it's got quite a bit of water on this. I'm going to just hold the page up, spray it down, and let's just let it run a little bit. Now, I wonder if I've put too much water on now. Probably. It's gone everywhere, hasn't it? That. Let's try and mix it in a bit. I don't mind if it's a yucky mess underneath, because we're going to be covering a lot of that up. That's a good job, because really it does look a mess, doesn't it? Right, and we've got some Pearl Effect pink. Now I wonder, I bet this is clogged up. I don't know if I've even used this one. Oh, yeah, that is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that is. Right. Get my paintbrush. Get some of that off, because that's not supposed to be there. Yeah, that is quite pearl. Let's just put the brush in. Okay, I'll just get rid. I don't mind that it looks. I'm just going to go around the white edge. I just want to get rid of that white. Well, this just shows you, because really, all the gear and no idea, literally just to have a go. Step outside your comfort zone. There's probably going to be people watching this going, what on earth is that girl doing? Has she no idea? Well, actually, no, I don't. And I'm just giving it a go. But it's better than sitting there and not giving it a go and thinking, oh, what if? So, yeah. Hey ho. I have got another idea in my head though for afterwards, but what I'll do is I'm going to have to dry this properly first before I come back. So before we can move on rather. So I'm going to dry this, wash my bits up, and then I'll be back. See you in a minute. Right, we're back and it has dried and I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. I know you probably can't see, but it is quite raised, but it's very, very it's very glossy, so I think that looks really good. So whilst I dried it and cleared up, I got my spun sugar out and I've just gone round the edges of all of the embellishments, so they've got like a very faint pink hue to them. I also just stamped, and I literally just got the stamp and went like that, because spun sugar is very, very pale, but you can just see that it's left quite a nice little mark on there. So that's that. I found a couple of extra stickers in my stash which have got books on them, so I like those. I might use those. I've also got this glitter cerise pink that we might use a bit of, but I want to do just a bit of back stamping before I put these down. So I'm just thinking about how I'm going to have this, because I'm thinking the books will probably go there, and the flowers maybe there. I've got this lovely cup of tea which I would probably have there, and then I'll work out where I'm going to put the sentiments. So I've got sort of that space there, but I might just do a few bits and pieces underneath before. So I've got these stamps which I really like, which have got writing on. There's a rose on that one, there's a butterfly and a sort of date stamp, and then that one's got a little butterfly and words and stamp on. But I think I'm going to use the rose. So let's pop that on the platform. And I've also got out a couple of splodges which I'll probably do at the end. And then this one has got France and Paris written on it, which is really pretty, but I'll probably do that at the end once I know where I'm going with those. So let's just stamp this up, and I'll probably do a second and third generation. So I know there was some sort of space about here, and that's fine. I don't mind that it hasn't come out completely. I'll probably only get a second generation. I don't think I'll get a third, no. So let's, because it's quite uneven. That's fine. Yeah, the writing hasn't really come out. So what I'm thinking I might do is let's just get rid of what's on there. And I'll get my Forever Faithful out, which is my favourite ever. This one. And what I can actually do is, it's that way up, isn't it? Is just do that and do that. Probably hit that too hard, to be honest. It's only a bit of background writing. I'm not sure that it will go over there. That's nice. And then I'll do a little bit down there. That's enough. That's definitely enough. It's only just a suggestion, although it looks more than a suggestion now. Let's just wipe that and put that one back. That's for that one. That's for that one. There we go. Pop that back in there. So let's go with what we were going to do, which was about there for that one. And then I was thinking of going, I mean, you could go that way. So I think what I might do is I might put this one down first. I'm going to use glue rather than the stick, because it's got to go over a few different textures. So let's just put plenty on here. And let's go. Do you know what? I can't make up my mind which way I want it to go. I might go there. That way. There. And then this one is going to go about there. It's slightly going to cover the top of that flower one, but that's fine. Don't mind that. There we go. That's so pretty. Could have it that way. Do you know what? No, I don't want it that way. I want it that way. I want it that way. My interpretation is that way. There we go. And we're definitely having the cup of tea. Do you know what? I want it there. Yep. No rhyme or reason, but my head wants it there. Just there. Okay. So this one is Books Are Portable Magic. So let's just chop that a little bit neater. Trying to go around a bit. Need to chop the magic off then. There we go. You are going down there. And then this one, I'm going to chop that at an angle. And we'll place these as we go. With a book at an angle, you can smudge that, it's me. Travel anywhere. Put a little angle on that one. Work out where we're going to put that. There. I'm getting it everywhere. Let's just turn that over. Right, we're done with that. Don't know that I'm going to actually need these. I think there's enough on there. I might just have that one. I like that. Right, where's my stamp? My little platform. Oh, I've just dropped one of my stamping blocks into my cup of tea. Never mind. Right, this one I would like. Hope that comes out. Let's just get a bit on there. That's got Paris on it, hasn't it? And it needs to go that way. So I'm actually going to go on the flower. That's taking a bit of a risk, I know. But actually, I like that. Right, let's just wipe that stamp And then I've got to try and get my other stamp out of my cup of tea. And then we're just going to have a couple of splodges. Don't really need much. I just like the sort of messy look of that. And then we've got one little one, which there's a little space there I can see that I would like a splodge. One more, because I think that's going to overdo it otherwise. You know, when it's your brain says stop, leave it at that. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So there we go. That is my mixed media, and that is week 15. I'm quite behind on it, but I don't mind. And that's week 15, which is Magic of Books. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly did, and I've used a few things that I haven't used for a long time. And that is my final page. So there we go. You can see that sort of glossy stencil. And there we have it. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do think about subscribing. It is free, doesn't cost anything. And do hit the like button and a comment if you want to. Take care, everyone. Crafty hugs, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.